And welcome everybody to episode 16 of Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the week's comic-related news, views, and reviews. I'm your host, Troy, and with me, as always, the lesser-known and rarely used fifth horseman of the apocalypse, Kade.
Yes, that's me.
That is you.
That is me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's your horseman apocalypse name? I think there's death, pestilence, famine, war.
Fat.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of the apocalypse, we actually went and saw X-Men Apocalypse this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And it was pretty bloody good.
It was pretty bloody good. That's a very brief, spoiler-free review.
Yeah.
We'll give you a proper review next week.
Next week?
Is that what we're doing?
Probably. Yeah.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know on the Facebooks.
We'll see
Twitters.
how we go.
Yeah, we'll tweet it. But it will probably land next week.
Yeah.
So look out for that. I just want to say a very quick happy birthday to Peter Mayhew. Who's that, you ask? I see you looking at me with wondering eyes. That is actually, he's best known for playing Chewbacca in pretty much all of the Star Wars films ever made, ever.
Ever? Really?
So congratulations for turning 72, if that's a thing. But happy birthday, Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent. All right. So I'll take some time out of my busy schedule to thank everybody for listening, subscribing. Those of you who have reviewed, those of you who haven't, we love you all anyway. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod.
Pub? Man.
Yeah. Comic Con Pod will actually probably get you closer to our page. And the website, comicconpod.com.
Yes, and now we have some extra news is we've got a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
Yeah, so if you want to help support the show, jump on there.
Jump on what?
Patreon.com/ComicConPod.
Fantastic.
I only made it the other day, so I'm surprised I remember that. And we already have a contributor to the show.
We do.
And that will be Stephen Taylor. Thank you for that, mate.
Thank you so much for contributing to the show and making our dreams come true so we can make your dreams come true, which I'm assuming is listening to this show more.
Probably. Yeah.
But in all seriousness, thank you so much for contributing, Stephen. It means a lot to us, for sure.
For sure. Let's get into the news.
Let's do it. Now, naturally, I'm going to start with some Civil War money news.
Oh.
And then I'll stop.
Why?
You know what? I think I'll stop after this. I think it's made enough money.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention that it has actually crossed 1 billion worldwide.
Holy shit,
which is
really?
pretty good, yeah.
Fuck.
It's pretty good. Making it number 6 all time. Where will it end up? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, how long's it been out now?
I think it's been out
about a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Is it a month?
I think so.
It'd be close to a month. Either way, I think this would be its 4th weekend technically worldwide. Oh. Maybe. We'll say that.
That's a month.
Look, someone actually on Twitter at PS Gamer brought it to my attention that Deadpool has officially grossed higher than Batman vs Superman and Civil War here in Australia, which I think is crazy. It's also statistically impossible for Civil War to surpass Deadpool. Why do you think that is?
How is it impossible?
Because by the number of cinemas that it's at, it won't make $13 million. For what it's making daily, it won't make $13 million in its run.
Really? There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's because everyone's listening to my review and knows it's only a 75% film.
That's a fair point. You are very influential in the world of
I
film
try.
critique.
I saw I was actually referenced in New York Times.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Probably biggest dickhead out there.
Yeah, I think you got the front page,
yeah.
didn't you? Yeah. Look, I thought it was more, I think Deadpool really sort of plays to a larger audience. I think Civil War is a little bit more of a niche market. I think the R rating helps.
Yeah,
I think it probably played off repeat views.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. People want to go back and see Deadpool more than once.
Yeah, in the cinema.
Yeah,
because it was funny as shit. Civil War had its moments. It had its comedic value, as it were. But I think Deadpool just took it to another level.
Yeah, I think the difference is, Deadpool shows that more adults are seeing the movies than, your younger generation. So yeah. I think some movie cinemas need to stand up and take notice.
Pay attention. So look out for Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. In keeping with Marvel, just dropped today, actually, I believe, some Thor Ragnarok casting news. Some very exciting casting news. They've added Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster.
Flash?
What?
Grandmaster Flash?
Yeah, Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
I think Carl Urban is one of the Furious Five.
Hey, didn't you have a little bit of a connection with him?
I did. Look, I don't want to brag or anything, but Carl Urban liked one of my tweets today.
That's amazing.
So I'm out. I think I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't forget me.
Who?
Oh, shit.
But seriously, Carl Urban has been also cast as Scourge. And Kate Blanchett, fellow Aussie, Kate Blanchett has been cast as villain Hela. And don't forget that this movie is also going to feature Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and most likely the Hulk, which is going to be cool as shit.
I think it'll definitely be featuring him as a Hulk.
Well, you never know. They could throw a curveball. But it's going to be exciting. Yeah. Comes out next year, 2017. Get excited. Those are some brilliant actors that they've brought on board, though.
Yeah, that is. That's going to take that Thor franchise to the next level.
Well, isn't the Thor franchise over? Is that the next level? Because it's the trilogy's done.
Well,
is the next level over?
Is that it? Are they only doing trilogies?
I don't know. I think that's kind of what they always do. I don't think there's necessarily room for a fourth movie. Like, you wouldn't have a fourth Iron Man. As much as, Robert Downey Jr. has said that he'd do it.
Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily need a fourth Captain America movie, but I think if they do that, they'll do it with a different actor as Captain America, like we spoke about, I think, last week, whether it's going to be Sam Wilson or Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
I just think that's the way it goes. Like, Avengers Infinity War will, even though there's 2 movies, it'll effectively close up that trilogy as well. And we move into Phase 3, and that's what Phase 3 is all about.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just speculating.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Thanks, man. What's happening on the other side of the universe?
On the other
Separate
side,
universe?
in the other universe of DC, Warner Brothers is in talks with Margot Robbie for a solo movie with Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm putting my money on Gotham City Sirens.
You reckon?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, that's Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and I think it's Poison Ivy.
It is Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
They team up.
They do.
They become the Gotham City Sirens. They did speak about the possibility of having more female DC characters in that movie, so it's highly likely that it will go that way. I did hear something about Birds of Prey. I don't really know how that works, but that's fine. But do you think it's too soon for a solo movie?
I think so. We haven't even seen what she's like yet.
Yeah.
We've only seen her in the trailers, and like I said on earlier podcasts, they just nitpick the good shit, obviously.
Well, obviously.
And she could be fucking terrible in everything else.
Yeah, she hasn't looked to be terrible yet.
No.
And, as didn't Batman in Batman vs. Superman, and he wasn't, so that's great. The Joker looks great. Will he be great? Who knows? But yeah, it's very, very early to be saying, okay,
yeah,
we haven't even brought Suicide Squad out. Just based on the popularity and how everyone has sort of liked the look of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, we're going to throw some money behind that.
Very interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah. I've got some more DC news here. Actually, I've got quite a bit of DC news today.
Do.
Yes. Geoff Johns is now in control of all the DC movies, which is probably the best thing that could happen.
It is, I think. Okay, if the guy is in control of a solo Harley Quinn movie, maybe it'll be great. Geoff Johns is the chief creative officer of DC, if you didn't actually know that already.
Oh, I did.
Has written multiple comic books, and some have been quite good. We'll actually talk about some of those later. I think it's the best man in charge to be put in charge of these movies, especially with all the negative light that Batman vs. Superman has seen.
Yeah, that's right. And, Snyder's out of the picture, which is, I actually didn't mind him.
Well, is he out of the picture, or is it just more that Geoff Johns now has creative control and probably has more of a say as to what the final product looks like?
That's a good point. You reckon Snyder would stick around for that?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
He's probably a bit too egocentric.
Hey, you don't know Zack Snyder?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a bloody dickhead.
My apologies.
No, just joking. He's
just
pretty
joking.
good.
He's actually pretty good. He's done a lot of good stuff. And look, hate the movie or love it, it still opens up a brand new DC entertainment universe.
Yes.
So suck on that, folks.
Hey, talking about even more DC shit opening up. DC TV are planning a 4-night crossover
Yes.
this upcoming season.
That's going to be massive. 4 nights worth.
It's going to be awesome.
So I don't actually know how it'll run, but currently it runs Flash, Arrow, Legends. So depending on where, I think they've said where they're going to put Supergirl, but I don't actually know. I think it might be sandwiched somewhere in between a Flash and Arrow, but I don't actually really know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
That'll be the biggest crossover event in the history of the world.
Probably.
I think. It might go close.
Yeah.
But it'll still be really interesting to see how they even bring Supergirl into the whole fray.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the challenge of this year.
Yeah.
So,
I did read though, Stephen Amell did say that it's good in the sense that they don't have to introduce the character because the character's already introduced.
Yep.
So people already know who she is and all that sort of stuff. So, it's just a matter of sandwiching her into this world. Sandwich.
yeah.
Sandwich. I think I'm hungry.
You are.
I need a sandwich.
I think the bigger trouble they're going to have with Supergirl is actually explaining Superman in that universe.
Yeah.
And why he hasn't been around.
Yeah, I don't think they'll touch it for a while. I don't think they'll...
It'll just be something you think it'll just be left alone.
Yeah, I think they'll, it was referenced quite heavily in the CBS version.
Yeah.
But I think, maybe they'll just drop that a little bit.
Hopefully. Because that was the worst fucking thing about Supergirl.
Yeah.
Apart from all the shit storylines.
Well, yeah, and the terrible acting from some people involved. Not everybody. But yeah, so I think they might just leave that behind. Or they will somehow try to reference it at least once.
Yeah.
And then, in true probably Arrow fashion, they'll never reference it again.
Fantastic.
Like Thea's bloodlust.
Yeah, actually, what happened with that? Who cares?
We'll get to there. One last little quick bit of news. The Star Trek Beyond trailer actually released today. It's cool as shit. Have a look at it. The movie is going to be awesome. We would talk about it more, but I've only seen it once. I want to watch it like 100 times before I even speak on it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it...
No, I haven't
my
seen
friend,
it at all.
Go and see it because it looks cool.
Okay. I'll go do that.
Excellent.
All right, cool.
All right.
That's the news.
It is. And that is going to bring us to the weekly wrap, the segment where we wrap up all the week's TV action. Our main feature is going to cover the massive finales of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Legends of Tomorrow, so we'll do everything else first and we'll save the best for last. However, we'll start off with, as we do, with Fear the Walking Dead and Secret Service. And what happened this week? Strand and the crew finally make land in Mexico. We meet Louise's mum, Celia, and Thomas Abigail bites the dust. Bites. Get it?
Yeah.
Zombie. Bites.
Yeah.
He got bitten.
That's comedic gold right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sign him up, Hollywood.
Bring it on. So the big question that I have to ask you this week is, are we going to keep the show or not?
I think we are.
Yeah?
Yeah. Man. There's some people who actually want us to keep it.
There are a couple of people out there.
There's some people out there who like to watch the world burn.
They do.
And one of them, I can't remember who, and I don't remember where I saw it.
Yeah.
But he basically said, I want you to keep the show so I can hear you guys just talk shit about it.
Yeah, that was on Twitter, and I am sincerely sorry that I can't remember who it was right this very second. If I had more time, I'd jump on Twitter and find out. But yes, it was in fact that. I like it when you guys talk about shit shows. So we're going to continue to talk about a shit show. And look, it wasn't as shit this week.
Well, it was a better episode. However... I was getting Arrow flashbacks here.
Yeah.
To Herschel's farm in The Walking Dead.
Yes. So Herschel, if I remember correctly, believed that they were just sick people that needed a cure.
Yes.
Effectively.
Yeah.
And Celia believes that she understands that they are dead, but she, respects and believes that the dead walk with us. So, they should be treated as equals, if being treated as equals is, being kept in a
cage
and fed dogs. Was it a Labrador?
Was it?
It looked like a Labrador puppy, which I
man.
thought was like freaking terrible.
Oh, I love Labradors.
I do too, but just put a dog down the chute, and it's like, what's that guy doing? And then you see what he was doing it for, because they're feeding the zombies Labrador puppies.
Damn.
Which is not great. But yes, it did borrow heavily from The Walking Dead, which is kind of why I guess, it was a better episode. Familiar storylines.
Yeah, that's right.
It still did a pretty good job with it, though. I guess the thing I liked with it is the kind of the Mexican setting. And the reason I say that is because...
You're on a zombie vacation.
yeah, it's not necessarily because I think the landscape of Mexico is beautiful, which it is, but it's more the fact that, because it does bring into this whole, the Mexican celebration of the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Los Dia, I don't actually know how it is, but it's basically the celebration of dead loved ones. And I think it kind of makes Celia's weirdness, makes it have a little bit more sense.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't seem like it was creepy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was, she's just keeping them.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they're just people like you and me, except they're dead.
Yeah.
Which is completely normal, right?
The way she explains it, it seems normal.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
So you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm getting? You're basically joining Celia's cult. You get it. Look, and I don't really know why. I don't think I can really fully understand why she did it, but she most definitely poisoned the entire church congregation that we saw at the start. For what reasons, I don't know.
Yeah, that I didn't get. But
yeah.
But it did make for probably one of the better zombie herds that we've seen on this show, and possibly, I'm saying possibly, The Walking Dead.
Don't say it.
No, because we say this all the time, and we always want to see little kid zombies.
Yeah, okay.
And we saw a shitload of them in this episode.
We did. We actually saw a couple of little kid zombies.
Yeah, and I really like that because that pushes the boundaries of what a show can do.
Yeah.
So, I liked it.
Cool. Kid zombies.
Kid zombies. Bring
Any
them
show
on.
out there, that's all you've got to do to win our votes and stay on the show.
I think
Kid zombies.
I think everyone enjoys it.
Yeah,
they won't
look.
admit it, but I will.
It takes a certain type
Ain't
of
no
person
bitch.
to say that he likes it, but good for you, man, for speaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think something that was a little bit, so when we did see this horde, the strategically placed weapons on the ground that I think Chris grabbed for.
Yeah.
So they just happened to be lying right there. Oh, there's a baseball bat. I'll go throw that. It's like, oh, there's a knife. I'll throw that back to the, and this and that and this. Yeah. So there just happen to be strategically placed weapons on the ground.
Is it that
straight out of a video game?
Is it that crazy to think it though? Because
All
it is
in
a zombie
one
apocalypse.
spot with no dead bodies.
Yeah,
is
because
very
of all.
weird.
Yeah, because of all turned into walkers.
Well, aren't you Mr. Science?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I apologize to the writers of Fear the Walking Dead. Yes, I failed to see that. But it's still, either way, they were still strategically placed. Whatever, man. I'm keeping my point. I don't give a fuck about you and your freaking science. Anyway, so I guess the whole thing kind of revolves around Celia. And it's kind of pointing towards, because I think the pastor or the preacher or whatever in the church congregation actually did say Celia did this. I don't know why still, if I'm missing something, please let me know. Facebook, Twitter, whatever, let us know what we're missing. But they certainly think that the whole thing, the whole zombie apocalypse, as it were, was created by Celia.
Really?
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think she's like the harbinger of the apocalypse?
No.
As it were?
No.
Or she's just some crazy bored housekeeper?
Yeah, something like that. I think she's just lost the plot a little bit.
Just lost the plot.
Yeah.
Already. Weeks in.
Yeah.
Weeks into the apocalypse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daniel Salazar and Madison definitely don't seem to be super fans.
Yeah, Daniel doesn't like anyone.
He doesn't. He's very skeptical of everyone. He
But
was like
you
born
should
for
be.
this world. Well, you should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, Daniel Salazar, for having the right outlook on life from the start.
You know who I am really hating?
Yeah.
Well, I've always hated is this Chris kid.
Yes.
He's a fucking psychopath, man.
So, yeah, is he? Well, how are they? Where are they going with this? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like a switch has been hit.
Yeah. Is he genuinely like a sociopath, or is he just an arsehole kid? Oh, arsehole kid.
Asshole kid.
Yeah, definitely an arsehole
Yeah,
kid.
maybe.
Who
I don't know.
Could be a sociopath.
He's just fucked.
Fuck you, Chris.
But on the other hand, man, everybody's loving Nick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
He's Johnny Depp's kid, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you mean like because of the way he looks.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
It is Johnny Depp 30 years ago.
It is. It's uncanny. He's very Johnny Depp-ish.
Yes.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just like charmed by his good looks. Maybe he does a really good Captain Jack Sparrow impression.
He could.
You never know. Thomas Abigail's dead. Fat lot of good that did to move the show forward.
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it?
Do you think they'll spend much time here now that he's gone? Or do you think they'll go off on their next adventure?
Honestly, I have no idea. Just because I don't know where this show's going and I don't know what it has in its sights. So,
well, I actually thought this whole Thomas Abigail thing was going to be a major plot point.
Yeah, so did I.
I genuinely thought, and obviously they're going to do something with Celia. Whether she's some crazy friggin' cult leader, or whether she's just normal crazy. Who knows? But I genuinely thought that Thomas Abigail was going to be the part that we revolved the story around. Fool me.
Yeah.
He just dies. First time we see him in since his little introduction.
Yep, that's right.
Same with Louise. He's dead.
Yep.
So cool. However,
yeah,
it did manage to keep my interest.
Yeah, actually it did.
For a full hour this time.
Yeah.
So,
I probably only checked my phone 3 times.
Well, that's probably a record.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Fear the Walking Dead. You win this round.
What do you rate it?
Look, this a 3.75 out of 5. Right?
Okay.
And that might be a bit high for this show in particular. I think it's still struggling to find its place in the Walking Dead universe, but this was a step up.
Yeah, it was.
3.75 is probably too high.
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 3.5 and I'll meet you there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
3.5. Anyway, it returns next week with Shiva. Yep.
That's a Hindu god?
It is. It's one of the 3 main Hindu gods. Or it's the trophy in the league.
Yes.
If you're playing for that. But anyway, that's going to bring us to Gotham.
Yes, our Gotham Wrath of the Villains, a Legion of Horribles.
Yep.
Gordon, Bruce, and Lucius Fox attempt to break Selena Kyle out of Arkham. Hear that sigh? The Court of Owls seem to make an appearance, and Fish Mooney is fucking back.
Bitch.
Fuck, I hate her.
It's Fish Mooney, bitch. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to start this off by asking, nay, begging the writers to stop rehashing storylines.
Actually, is the Gotham Writers Room on Twitter?
They are.
Let's get onto them.
I have started to follow them so I can express my rage.
Yeah.
Because I guess the problem with this is the 3rd week in a row that we've had. We have someone is going to break into Hugo Strange's lab. Like three in a row. It was Nigma, then it was Selena Kyle, and now it's Bruce Wayne attempting to get Selena Kyle back. Mm-hmm. You have literally done the same story 3 weeks in a row. We get it. Hugo Strange has a secret lab, and people want to get into it.
Yeah.
Figured that out already.
I think everyone in Gotham knows there's a secret lab there now.
Well, they do now. I think it's on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Hugo Strange's
someone
secret
checked
lab.
in.
Yeah, someone checked in. But in the process, look, we'll move on from that because it is very, very annoying to anybody from Gotham listening, if you are. But in the process, Bruce learns about Strange's secrets. But does anyone really care?
No. And, Gotham has a habit of, trying to deliver shock moments episode after episode without actually building up any storyline.
Yeah.
This every time.
Yeah, and this is another one of these things. This is one of the biggest things we've kind of been building to, but it kind of takes it takes a lot of the sting out of the revelation because week after week, Gotham kind of throws something at you to make you go, holy shit, but they actually forget to build an entire fucking story around that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's shock value after shock value after shock value. Bringing Theo Galavan back, for 2 episodes as Azrael,
what a
only
waste.
to blow him up with a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And this, I don't think anything is going to come of this.
Yeah.
Fish Mooney's back, but who gives a shit? What's she going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Will they actually do anything with it? I don't know. I mean, I guess this is the main reason why, like, I refuse to get excited about the prospect of the Court of the Owls appearing.
Yeah.
Because, which, congratulations, by the way, you did predict
Once
upon a time. Actually, it was quite some time ago you predicted that. I think it was mid-season finale.
Yeah, I think it was, actually.
Or around the mid-season break or something like that. So, well done to you. I still honestly believe they'll probably do absolutely nothing worthwhile with it, though.
Yeah, I agree. They'll just build it up. Because what they're doing, it seems like they're doing about 3 or 4 episode little sub-points.
Yeah.
Like little sub-seasons within a season.
Yeah.
And it's just rubbish.
Like, I genuinely, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, the same goes for Fish Mooney.
Yeah.
Who apparently has powers now, which is going to be fucking fantastic.
Great.
The worst fucking character in the world. You just give her fucking powers.
And I guess the problem with her is it's Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
So it's kind of too big of a name to get rid of.
Oh, her fucking ego's too big.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
She's probably got it written into her contract that you cannot kill Fish Mooney.
I bet.
And fuck you, Jada Pinkett Smith.
And then she'll kick up a storm if you even try.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, so they've brought her back. Who cares? Like, they're not going to... It's like, it's just the same shit, isn't it?
It is.
It's basically taken us back to the first season.
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
So, and what is the point of that?
Yeah.
Anyway, where is it all headed?
Who knows?
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
What's in store for the finale now?
Let me try and call it.
Okay, call it.
Fish Mooney is going to try and take over Gotham.
Yep.
Just like that. She'll want to be the new mob boss, and that's going to be the storyline. So we're going to rehash season 1 again.
Yeah, so don't forget we've also got this this guy who Hugo Strange has amazingly made look like Jim Gordon. So that's gonna
that's going to be super interesting for
that's gonna
one
be,
episode.
We're going to have 2 Benjamin Mackenzies on the show, which will be fantastic because neither of them have any what's the word I'm looking for?
Authority?
No, charisma?
Yeah. Go back to the OC, mate.
Look, it's not, and that's not Benjamin Mackenzie. That's just the way the character's been written.
Oh yeah,
and the way he portrays it. It's nothing against him personally, but fucking like the last thing this show needs is 2 Jim Gordons, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you want to give it a rating?
1.5 out of 5.
1.5 out of 5. I think that's equal worst rating ever.
It's lucky it didn't get the 1.
Yeah,
because I fucking hate Fish Mooney.
This one.
Yeah, just the middle one.
Just the middle one. Yeah, well, look, literally nothing really happened, did it?
No.
Fish Mooney's back, but does that matter?
No.
Court of the Owls appeared, but does that matter?
Is it going to matter?
No.
Actually, is this a show that we should drop?
No, not yet. We can't just... We're going to have no shows left because we're going to drop every show.
Yeah, they're just going to have to listen to us rambling on.
This show has moments...
It does, actually. It does have moments. They're very few and far between.
Yeah, but I think that's how they're catching us. They're catching us with these moments.
Yeah.
And we kind of forget that there's no overall storyline that we're actually trying to work towards.
Do you think the licensing rights to this show is really expensive? So what they do is they cut on the writers and save them up?
How do you mean?
Like to have the licensing rights to Gotham.
Yeah.
Do you think it's expensive to produce?
Oh, so you're saying they save money on
the writing,
like good quality writers,
yeah,
and they hire people like you and me for like $50 a week,
yep,
and a carton of beer,
yeah,
maybe.
I reckon it's a possibility.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it's not great at times.
No, and they just build up their little sludge fund and then bring in a good writer,
yeah,
for 2-3 episodes, and
yeah,
that's it,
and then they're like, oh well, we've exhausted those funds, so let's go back to old Jeff and Jim Bob over there, and they can like mash out some things on a keyboard. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah,
let's move on to The Flash. Invincible. So Barry has a ridiculous amount of newfound hope in the wake of the meta-apocalypse, I think they called it. The rest of the team are not so sure. Black Siren, sorry, makes an entrance, and I win all the money in the world because Henry Allen dies, and I called it.
Yes, we called that ages ago.
Yeah, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't watched the episode. Henry Allen does, in fact, die.
Yeah, this episode you could have made a drinking game out of it.
Yes.
Anytime someone says the word invincible, take a shot.
Yep.
Or scull a beer.
Take a shot. Yeah, I reckon there was about 73 references to the word invincible.
Yeah. But, it wasn't too bad as an episode because, it was a pretty feels-heavy episode.
Pretty feels heavy?
Yeah.
And that gets you going, does it?
It does.
You like a feels heavy show?
I do. I do. And, this show's probably the best show on TV that mixes drama and humour.
Yeah.
So,
that's a very good point.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You do some really good work sometimes, man. I think if you look at it in comparison to Arrow...
Yeah, which is always just doom and gloom.
Yeah.
And... if it wasn't for Felicity and Mr. Terrific, that show would just be terrible.
Yeah, but this does it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And that's good. So anyway, insofar as the actual show goes,
let's get into it.
So Barry kind of believes that he has the Speed Force on his side. He's taking down metahumans easier than he ever has before. Like, why not just do that all the fucking time?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, Barry.
Barry, it's called confidence, mate.
Yeah, just have some.
Just fucking don't think everyone can beat you.
You were the 17th fastest man on the planet. Behind Zoom, Reverse Flash, that lady that was on the trajectory.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Kathy Freeman.
Yeah, that's right. But
you're
right
up there. You're right up there. You're one of the faster people.
Yeah.
Have some confidence about it. He took down probably 36 metahumans this episode. You didn't really see it.
No, but it was implied it was nearly every single one.
Yeah, it was quite a lot.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, man, just do that all the time.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Not that I know, I don't know what had happened, for the show. We wouldn't have, a Freak of the Week anymore, because you just,
you're
beat him
done
in the first 2 minutes, but whatever.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm no friggin' Flash Rider, am I? Wally West wants to be a hero.
That's true.
In order to kind of make the Flash's saving him worthwhile.
Yeah, and he actually does it this episode by not listening to the Flash.
Yeah, or his dad.
Or anyone.
Probably just rap music.
Yeah.
That's all he's listening to.
He's listening to Dr. Dre's and the Snoop Dogs.
And the Snoop Doggy Dogs. Yeah, look, but it's actually a pretty good turn for this character. Because I didn't really know where they were going to go with him. He was kind of bit of a a whingy, poor look at me kind of kid.
Yeah, absolutely. He did have that vibe for pretty much since he got introduced.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that he's kind of started to, well, I guess since the Flash saved him, he's found some self-worth, which we spoke about last week.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's actually making him interesting.
It's good. I'm starting to like the kid, which is good. Whether they'll give him powers or not, I don't know. I don't think they will. I think they'll probably tease it out over the next, however long. That maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? But I am liking where they're going.
Yeah, that's it. What do you think of Black Siren?
She kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And, that'll probably make people angry.
Well...
But I ain't afraid of you.
Yeah.
I'm in a studio in front of a computer. You can't hurt me.
Yeah, that's right.
Except with your words. Which hurt more than fists ever could.
Yes.
But I think it's Katie Cassidy is the problem, though.
Yeah, she is a problem. She just hasn't got the chops for it.
Yeah. I think the character was a lot better than, say, Black Canary.
Oh, yeah, the character was 100 times better. But she just overacts it.
Yeah, she looked like she was having more fun acting.
Yeah.
As that character. She just needs to work on actually acting first before she decides to have fun with something.
Yes.
However, her powers were shit hot.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Excuse my language. I never swear. But they were.
Fuck you, Arrow.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm saying a lot, but imagine that is the way they manifested her powers on the actual show.
Well, yeah.
I don't think people would have hated her.
No, and on Arrow, it was almost like she had a fraction of that power.
She wasn't about to bring down buildings, was she?
Yeah, that's right.
She kind of just made people's ears hurt, and that's before she even used her canary cry. Just for fucking talking.
You're savage.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, she would have smashed Damien Dark if she had some proper powers.
Exactly.
So, fuck you, Arrow writers.
Well, is it the writers? I don't know. Yeah. Someone is to blame. I'm blaming Katie Cassidy. If you ever actually listen to the show, I love you. You're a great person. But in this particular format, no, thank you for me.
Yeah,
sir.
Go back to Supernatural.
Yeah. I do want to point out some pretty terrible CGI. And the only reason I'm pointing it out is because we happened to see Quicksilver in Apocalypse this week. And that was...
You're comparing that.
I know. It's fucking terrible of me. But it's just, that whole... the mansion scene, you know what I'm saying? Where it explodes.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything
yeah.
away. But, where it explodes and he's running through and he's saving everybody was done brilliantly. Yes, it took them 3 months to do.
Yeah.
Yes, it probably cost them a shit ton of money. But after seeing that, to go and see
Your
the
expectations
Flash,
are set too
yeah,
high.
they essentially tried to do the same thing insofar as Barry saving, I think it was Dr. McGee, as she was falling, through the building.
Yeah. I agree. The CGI was fucking terrible there.
Yeah.
And but man, they gotta cut the budget in some areas.
I am dead set nitpicking, and I apologize to everybody, but it's just my expectations were through the roof because Quicksilver was cool as shit.
Yeah.
In X-Men Apocalypse. Anyway, speaking of powers, were we? Were
I
we even
guess-
speaking of powers? I guess so.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, we did see Cisco use some reverb powers.
Yeah, even if it was by accident.
Yep. He kind of like prematurely prematurely reverbed.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Though,
It was cool.
because it means they're going to grow that character.
Yeah.
They're going to give him more powers, and I think that's cool because still my favorite character on the show, still close to my favorite character over all the shows. Cisco is cool. Give
Yeah.
him some cool powers.
There was one thing that I noticed in this episode, which I thought was a stupid point, was the fact that Cisco was throwing a pipe or something from Black Siren.
Yeah.
And he caught it in his right hand, and she goes, I knew it. It's like, bitch.
I could have caught it in my right hand.
Yeah, exactly. You threw it to this hand. I'm going to catch it with this
Yeah,
hand.
it's not like you're going to reach across your body with your left hand because you're left-handed.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd make a clumsy attempt, at least, with your opposite hand. It's a pipe.
Yeah.
And she's throwing it at you.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I thought that was a weak story point to
yeah, you're
reveal
right.
that.
Yeah,
from
it was
Earth One.
very, very quick. Hey, let's, get this whole thing out of
Yeah.
the way. But I thought it was fun. I thought the whole thing was fun. How,
Yeah.
Cisco and Caitlin played it off. I thought it was quite cool. One of the better scenes of the show. But
Where did she get all that? Her outfit, like,
yeah,
just straight away.
it's actually what my girlfriend asked me. Like, in all honesty, she kind of looked at me and she's like, "How did they get her hair so blonde?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, it'd be a wig."
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, well, why does she have that wig lying around?
Yeah, exactly. Why'd she have the outfit?
Yeah,
Why'd she have the blue lipstick?
Like, I don't know if they have some VIP, membership to like a Target or a Costco or or whatever, wherever they can get access to this sort of shit. Costumes are us or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, sure you did.
Well, we'll let that slide. That's TV magic.
It is TV magic. Speaking of TV magic,
Henry Allen. He's done. He's dead.
I don't know if that's magic, but
Yeah.
it's going to lead into.
Well,
some
it's magic
I feel.
that you called it earlier this season.
Yeah, I think everybody did. Let's be
Well,
honest.
Yeah.
If you didn't, I don't know what you were thinking, because it's quite obvious. And Earth 2 is definitely Earth 2. Man in the Mask is 100% definitely going to be Jay Garrick. Who's going to be Earth 2? Henry Allen's doppelganger, but he's not Henry Allen. He's Jay Garrick, but they look the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ.
100%, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. What I did like, speaking of making Barry's dad Henry, Jay Garrick, which they will, predicting it again. I did love a couple of the little subtle references that they did to the 90s TV show, which I thought was cool as shit. Did you notice them?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. I would be sad for you if you didn't. I guess the biggest one, though, is Tina McGee was actually in the original Flash series.
Yeah.
And she was Barry Allen's love interest. Barry Allen being John Wesley Shipp, who is now Henry Allen in this show.
Yeah, she
Mind's
was a doctor that helped him.
Yes,
wasn't she?
She was Tina McGee.
Yeah.
She was like the same character.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. But it was a very cool throwback, and their little scenes together, I think, were really cool.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. What do you rate it?
Well, look, I'll probably give it a solid 3.5. I'll give this my 3.75.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'll give it 3.5.
Okay, whatever,
Just
man. I don't really care about
couple
you.
of silly TV loopholes and
Yeah, but it's still going strong, isn't it? Like, the last couple of episodes have been pretty good.
oh yeah, it's definitely moving the story forward again now, which is good.
And Cisco's vision, his vibe of the Earth 2 splitting in half looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what I actually thought that was? I thought that was like the two worlds joining together.
Actually, like, colliding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I was like, oh my god.
Well, that might still be what happens. Who knows?
Yeah, that got me excited. But
You know who's going to know? Us. Next week. When the Flash returns with the race of his life. Get excited.
Get excited. That's going to take us to Arrow, Lost in the Flood. Arrow and Diggle infiltrate Hive's Ark to rescue Thea. Felicity has some family troubles. And does anyone actually remember that nuke going off?
Yeah. Did that happen? Was there a nuclear bomb that just, like, exploded somewhere?
Yeah, only just killed like tens of thousands of people.
Yeah. Look, Arrow is not the worst show out there. It's having some problems in this season.
Yeah, this season.
Season 1 wasn't great. Season 2 was awesome. Season 3 had its moments. Season 4 is struggling. I guess the biggest thing for me is, like, this show essentially in this episode took what was potentially the biggest tragedy that this team has ever faced. So that's effectively diverting a nuclear weapon from one town and having it hit another and killing tens of thousands of people. Yes, I understand that they stopped a lot more, nuclear weapons or bombs from going off and all that sort of stuff. But they literally, have just experienced their worst tragedy ever. And they kind of make light of the whole thing within, like, the first 3 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Terrific, as an example, like,
Oh.
he's great. Like, he's terrific. Curtis, is that his name? Curtis, yeah. Curtis is great, and that's fine. But I think, movie references and fanboying over the calculator, I think in the wake of these events, it's like, give me a break. And it's kind of like, Felicity is kind of like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't dwell on this too much. It's like, you guys have dwelt on smaller shit for longer episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
Than this, which is massive. Literally thousands of people have died. And all we really saw of it was a couple of references and a couple of, like, news flashes.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say, the only thing that you really heard about this was a couple of news flashes.
Like, I genuinely think this was a shit ton worse than, like, the Mirakuru soldier outbreak, from Starling City, I think it was still called at the time.
Yeah,
and, 7 people died or something, whatever it was.
That's right.
But that was their city, man.
Yeah.
That's their citizens. It's not some people from fucking Haven Rock down the road. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I have a note here that the show can be quite funny, but I'm not going to go into that because that whole nuke story just pissed me off.
Yeah.
But fuck that.
But in saying that, it does have its moments.
Yeah.
You've got to give it credit. It has its moments where it can actually take itself, or not take itself so seriously and actually be a little bit of fun. And I think it should do that more.
It should. Well,
but
this was
not at the detriment of, the storyline or anything like that.
Well, this was supposed to be a much lighter season. And I'm not really seeing that.
They kind of tried it
a
couple of times.
I think their way of making it lighter is bringing Mr. Terrific into the show.
Yeah.
And they haven't really utilized him. And he's not a permanent showrunner at the moment. So
or
hopefully they bring him on.
Yeah. Next season, though, I think he is going
I think next season he is.
Yeah, which is good.
Hopefully that means they're getting rid of Felicity off the show for a bit.
Is that an actual thing you think?
Possibly.
Like, do you genuinely want to get rid of Felicity for a while?
Well, maybe they can just move her to Supergirl or some shit.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Merlin controls Thea's mind again.
Yep.
How original.
Talk about rehashing stories.
Yeah.
You've done that, Merlin.
And Thea versus Oliver.
Again.
How unique.
What's that, for like the 400th time?
Has to be.
Yeah. I don't even really have anything to say
Yeah.
about it because it's really, they've just, and to a much smaller scale, they've just run with the whole Thea killing Sarah Lance thing again,
Yep.
being mind controlled by Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yes, it was in a much smaller and different format, but come on, it's the same thing. And, Thea versus Oliver we've seen a billion times before.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
And a way we can move on
Yeah.
is by announcing my dick move of the week.
Oh, I need some theme music for this.
I know. We need some big fanfare. This week, my dick move of the week goes to Oliver Queen himself.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, why?
Because, look, John Barrowman is actually pretty cool
Oh, yeah, he's a
as Malcolm Merlin.
super cool dude.
Right? He's a cool guy. I love the way he plays the character. One of the highlights of the show. However, Oliver fucking Queen, you could have stopped so much shit if you had just gotten your shit together and killed Malcolm Merlin at any of the 462,000 times you have had to do it.
Yeah. How's chopping his hand off going to make things any better, mate?
Exactly. Like, it's going to make him more angry.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to try to do more shit to fuck with your life. Oliver Queen, I know you have taken this stance against killing, but guess what?
Just
you literally
fucking do
just
it.
said, I need to kill him, to Damien, like about Damien Dark.
Yeah.
You know who you need to kill? Malcolm fucking Merlin.
Yeah.
And stop all this shit that keeps fucking happening. He could have literally stopped every single one of the major events that have happened, probably, by killing Malcolm Merlin.
Or at least
And he's
slowed
a
him.
dick for not doing it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Congratulations, by the way.
I'm going to give you a shotgun round of some questions here because this episode made me question a couple of things.
Okay, go.
If the town is completely controlled,
Yeah.
why have they got shit weather? Make it beautifully and sunny every time, don't you think?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair point.
Why are we still flashing back to this island bullshit?
I don't have an answer for you, sir. Can I phone a friend?
Yes, you can.
Kate,
Yes.
why?
Because we saw the totem and they had to reference it
Okay.
for some stupid reason.
Fair enough.
Why is anarchy still a thing?
I don't know.
And why is he calling Thea fucking mummy?
I don't know.
That is fucked.
I lost the speed round because I couldn't answer anything. Because Arrow has a habit of being fucked at times. How's that for an answer?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
look,
And you win.
Yeah, Anarchy, I don't know. Calling Thea mummy, weird as shit.
Yeah.
And speaking of this guy, this is a point that I wanted to bring up because I think Lonnie Machin is his name. So this Anarchy character that has been around this entire season as like a sub villain.
Yeah.
To like, which I don't think we even really need, but he's kind of like a thorn in the side of Damien Dark,
Yeah.
and a thorn in the side of Team Arrow. And he killed Alex, and Alex was the coolest guy that was ever on the show,
Right.
right? But this shits me the most about this show, and it's the inconsistency with the fight scenes. So earlier we had like Anarchy fighting Thea, and not only did she hold her own, but she actually beat him, knocked him out, all that sort of stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing for you. Then later we see him take on Thea, Diggle, and Oliver Queen and hold his own for quite some time until the point that he actually got to just escape to come back later and fuck with my life in another episode down the track. But think about that for a second.
Oh, yeah. It's the one of the problems that this show has, and we've said it 1,000 times.
Like, who is actually good at fighting? Because you can't tell. Because, again, this is two now. I'm pointing fingers up. There are two Ra's al Ghuls or Ra's al Ghuls, technically, that Oliver Queen has beaten.
Yep.
The original one and Malcolm Merlin quite friggin' easily, mind you. And now he is struggling against some sub-fucking villain who's just a dude that has, like, some fucking electrical, like, triple spear things or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Rant over. But, honestly, can they just get their shit together?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. Genesis is now fucked,
is.
Damien Dark is hoping to bring hell to the world that his daughter's still alive in.
Yeah, good for him. He's just like, well, my wife is dead. I'm pretty
kill
sure
my
I had
own
a
kid.
daughter, but fuck her.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring hell to Earth. That's great. We have one episode left.
One episode.
We have 43 minutes of actual show and 17 minutes of ads for this to all culminate into something worthwhile. Look, who's going to help Arrow next week? That's all I really care about. Who's this big thing, this big helping hand that they're going to bring in next week? What do you think?
I think it will be John Constantine.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Fate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
I like where you're going. There were some major revelations this week in Legends of Tomorrow, which we'll talk about later.
Yep.
That could very well see a Dr. Fate character come into the show.
Yep.
Do you think it's too late, like final episode, though?
Nah.
Because if the guy just rocks up in costume with the helmet and everything, you're kind of like, oh, well, that's Dr. Fate. Like, you don't really have to introduce him.
I reckon he'll rock up. You'll hold the helmet, put it on, get transformed.
Yeah.
Save the day.
I'm going to stick with Constantine purely because I now don't feel like there's a space for Constantine on Legends of Tomorrow.
Yep.
So bring him into this show, for fuck's sake. Just bring him in somewhere. Do you want to rate this one? Rate it. Go.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay.
It's a very
Tell
average
me why.
week this week, isn't it?
It is. Well, no, it's not.
Well, don't spoil those ones yet.
All right. Yeah, look, I guess you're right. It did have its moments. Still falling well behind Flash and Legends of Tomorrow as far as the DC commodities go.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
I'm not overly excited for the finale next week, but I'll still watch it 100%.
Yeah.
I will be there. Schism is what it's called.
Yes.
For those of you playing at home. Okay, so we had two massive finales this week. We had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Legends of Tomorrow. So we're going to spend our main feature time talking about those two because, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was 2 episodes.
Yeah, you can't talk about that.
Yeah. Well, can we? I don't know.
Hey.
Can we? I think we're going to.
Yes,
we're going to give
are.
it a shot.
We're going to talk about 2.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 2. And we're going to talk about Legends of Tomorrow as well. But we are going to start with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ascension and Absolution, the final 2 episodes in the season. And basically, Coulson and the team prepare for their final confrontation with Hive. Will Hive turn the world inhuman? Is Daisy really free from Hive's control? Which member of the team dies? All will be revealed next week. No, we'll do it now.
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 All
Go.
right. Starting off, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the finale, press stop now. And if you haven't pressed stop, we're going to fuck it up for you.
We are.
First off, let's get rid of the biggest spoiler.
Yes.
Let's just throw it out there. Who died? Lincoln did.
Lincoln died.
Yes.
Are we having a moment of silence?
No, 'cause I hated that guy.
Did you?
He's a fucking wanker.
Oh, that is harshness. He sacrificed himself for the team and the world. If it wasn't for him, you'd be looking like one of those friggin' goofy-looking, whatever they called, inhuman monstrosities.
You know this is not a real show, right?
I do now. Look. Yeah, anyway. Look, Lincoln sacrificed himself. He played the martyr. Good on him, though. I think what I did like about the way that they did this, I did like the way they played around with the necklace for like the whole 2 episodes. And it kind of went from person to person to person.
Yeah.
Kind of like, where's it going to end up? And it's kind of like, it's Lincoln.
Yeah, that was clever. It really was.
It was
because
clever.
I was like, Mac, he's got it.
Yep. So it was Mac, and then it went to
Fucking everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Basically,
it was like pass
everyone
the
had to go. I think Stan Lee made a cameo, and he held it for a bit. Did that happen?
Oh, so you probably gave this show a 1-star rating because it had him in it.
Come on. You know I love Stan Lee. I guess it always had to be Lincoln, though.
Yeah.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, like I was looking towards Mac. I think the show made me fall into that trap. I think they wanted me to think that it was going to be Mac for a while.
Yeah, I agree, because the show this season was very Mac central.
Yeah, and Mac centric.
Mac centric.
Mac-centric.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, that's why I kind of fell into the trap that I did.
Yeah.
Because they were building up, not that the character needs building up, but they were building up the character to, I thought, an ultimate finale farewell.
Yep.
I was dead wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I fell into the same little trap.
Yeah.
I was like, there you go.
But yeah, Lincoln, he was that troubled soul that, needed something to redeem himself. This was the perfect platform for him to do that. And he did, and, it made everyone cry. Not everyone. I didn't cry.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, but, it was nice. It was nice the way they did it. Hive is also dead, by the way, if we actually care about that guy.
Yeah.
He died.
Yep.
As is Burt Ward.
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. Well, he died.
Well, he
much
died
earlier.
ages ago, but
Yeah.
you know what
His
I mean?
memories lived on.
Yeah, his memories lived on in all of us.
Yeah.
But there is no more Brett Dalton on the show, I'm guessing, at all. Or is there?
Nah, he's be gone. Surely.
He's in another show anyway. So, yeah.
So, yeah, he's done.
Yeah. So I guess my question to you is, what are they going to do with the next main guy? Or should I say, really, who is going to be Daisy's next love interest? Because that's kind of, how these main guys revolve around the show.
Yeah, if Daisy starts falling in love with you, you're destined to die.
Yeah, there's a very good chance you're
Yeah.
going to die.
Or
Who else
turn
had
evil.
that? Someone else had that. Who was it?
Oh, you're right.
Thea?
Was it Thea?
No, it wasn't Thea, because somebody else had that anyway.
Yeah.
We spoke about it once upon a time. The Death Touch.
Yes. That's going to play on my mind.
Yeah, okay, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anyway, what do you reckon? What are they going to do next? Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. It's the way should we talk about how it ended?
Well, let's go back to the episode first. We'll talk about the episode as a whole. It was pretty much, for me, it was 2 hours of awesomeness. I loved it.
Yeah. I was hooked the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. Note to the Arrow writers and everybody associated with our favorite TV show, Arrow. This is what top quality pacing looks like.
Yeah.
So, it makes the show transition so much more quickly. You don't find yourself sort of lulling at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So, take note.
Yeah, I agree. The first episode, it went exceptionally quick.
Yeah.
It had good action, good performances all round. Had some pretty funny moments too, especially with Fitz on the little green screen, pretending to be the general. It was so out of place, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny as shit. I guess the only, if I want to nitpick on things, it was probably a little bit of an all too easy initial capture of Hive. Kind of everything went perfectly to plan. But I guess that built into the whole, the next episode and all that sort of stuff. It kind of had to happen. I get it. I'm really just nitpicking. I want to make that clear. Daisy looking like she was actually going to kind of go to stop him. And then, really, she just wanted to go back to him. I thought that was pretty nice too.
That was like a whole I'm a Hive junkie.
Yeah.
That was... that shocked me. I was oh, shit.
I genuinely thought she was going there to fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop it. And it's actually no, mama need me a fix of Hive juice or whatever.
Give me some of that good shit.
Yeah. So anyway, he basically, or she, I guess, finds out that...
she can't get infected again.
Yeah.
She's been cured from his sickness.
Yeah. Which is great for her, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they embark on what is a pretty decent, let me tell you, fight scene.
Yes,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Except I'm sure when Hive hit the wall, I could see the foam. Like it was made out of foam.
Nah, that's just white cement.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just white cement, man. White cement looks exactly like foam on TV. Don't you know this? But I thought it played out nicely, as did Coulson's fake out to Hive once they actually boarded the Zephyr. I thought that was cool as shit. Oh. With his whole, I've always wanted to do this. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that was good, except I'm sure Hive would sense that he's not a human.
How?
Because he can sense inhumans.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that he could sense a normal human.
Probably through smell,
Yeah,
touch,
or
taste,
something,
and feel like the rest of us.
Well, I think he could just sense. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I thought it was clever. You know where Hive revealed himself to Coulson?
Yes.
That was some top quality CGI.
Yeah, it was. Now, this show doesn't necessarily rely super heavy on intense visual CGI.
No. A lot of its elements are quite practical.
Yeah.
So for them to do that, it was quite good. You know?
Yeah, but it's probably also the fact that they have money to do it.
Yeah,
the show's hugely popular / successful as well. So I think that helps play into the budget.
It does, but I reckon the money's not unlimited for the special effects because he comes out and he says, "I don't need to hide anymore."
Hive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hive. He comes out, "I don't need to hide anymore." Shows who he is.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. Finds out that Coulson was a hologram. Straight back to normal.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did just revert back to his Burt Ward self. Yeah, good point. Yeah, so, fair enough. Maybe the budget isn't unlimited. Who knows? But it was a very emotionally driven final act. And this is where we come to the whole part where Lincoln sacrifices himself, basically playing Jesus as he were. I think they let it play on for a little long. It kind of took the emotion out of it.
It did. It really did.
I don't think we necessarily needed to see them floating beside each other, looking back on Earth and, having a big conversation. I think, the thing probably could have exploded kind of, after he said, like, "I love you" to Daisy. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it breaks. I guess they also wanted to give a bit of a finale, like a farewell, I guess, to Brett Dalton, as it were, give him a little bit of a chance to, have his final moment.
Yeah.
His intentions were good.
Yeah, well, it did show, they tried to humanize the Hive character in this sense. Saying, "I only wanted to do what was best for them."
Yeah.
Which, you can always relate to that.
Yeah, and Lincoln kind of, sort of looks at him and he says, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
And he's got a point, sure.
But you're still a dickhead.
But you're still a dickhead for trying it.
Yeah.
Now, so this is the big thing. So as the show always does, it always skips forward in time. It usually does it at the start of the season. They've done the skip forward in time at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And they've skipped forward 6 months.
Interesting.
A lot of interesting stuff is actually happening. Daisy's gone vigilante
Yeah.
style, kind of. Vigilante-ish.
I guess.
Cool. Way to contribute. And I guess the thing is, and I think a few people were confused about, this whole thing with, her, like, what is she doing with this family, like this mother and this daughter and all this sort of stuff. For those of you that were confused, that is the bum Inhumans family, the guy who could like tell
predict your death.
predict your death.
I knew that.
I'm not saying you didn't. There might have
I'm
been some
just
people that
telling you.
didn't. But anyway, if you didn't know, that's who that was. So she basically made a promise to that guy that she would look after his family, and she did that. Interesting to note, Coulson is no longer director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Who is? That's the big question.
That is one of the questions we'll ask in a second. John Hannah's character, Holden Radcliffe, has created a life model decoy.
Yeah, now that's major.
That's major.
So season 4 looks to be in fucking good hands.
It does. So where do we go next season? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, well, the big question is, who's going to be the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do you have any ideas?
I have one idea that I would like.
Okay.
But I don't know if they'll play on it. They might pick someone completely random and just like run with that.
Yep.
I'm hoping for a Maria Hill.
Okay.
Yep. Which I think would be cool.
Yep.
I can't quite remember what happened in Civil War in regards to S.H.I.E.L.D. though.
Yeah. In the movie or in the comic?
The movie.
The movie.
Yeah, because that's obviously...
Yeah. I don't think it was really touched on.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because it was all government, not S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, I'm hoping for a Maria Hill
Yeah.
director. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
Who what do you think then, I guess, is going to be the major focus?
Well, it's obviously going to be the life model decoys, with those being involved. I think next season's really going to focus around what it is to be human and potentially seeing some, former dead agents getting resurrected in the form of these life model decoys.
Yeah.
You reckon Ward's coming back there?
Well, who knows? They could, but that is something that they could very well do.
Yeah.
And I think Holden Radcliffe, that is the guy's name, right? I'm saying it right.
I think so.
Yeah. So he has created Ada, who is his first version of a life model decoy.
Yeah.
Basically, all he needs to do is take the brainwaves of said human and put them into these life model decoys.
Yeah.
So you could effectively see a lot of characters come back, people that have previously gone by the wayside. Who knows?
Yeah.
It depends on whose brainwaves, I guess, they have on file, as it were.
Yeah, that's right. So how do you even file that?
Maybe on a USB stick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you bloody go.
So there's, so who knows? You could see Lincoln come back.
Yep.
That's a chance.
Yeah.
You could see Burt Ward come back. Is that his name? Burt Ward.
We'll just say Ward.
Ward.
Yeah.
Isn't Burt Ward the guy who played Robin in the original Batman TV series?
It might be. It sounds so familiar.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Ward. Grant Ward.
Grant Ward.
Hey,
yeah,
there it is.
Go.
Hey, magic. Yes, we could see that. We could even see some life model decoys essentially rise up and try to, overtake the world a la Ultron.
Yes.
Could be very Vision-ish.
Except that would be a
Ultron-ish.
bit crappy in my opinion.
Well, who knows?
It's been done before.
We're speculating,
Yeah.
man. This is what we're here to do. We're just speculating. I think it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's in good hands.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think Daisy's going to be doing next season?
Who knows? She's going to find herself a man, that's for sure. And he's going to die by the end of the season.
A red shirt.
Yeah, she's going to find herself a nice red shirt. Look, I think so. It looks like she's definitely gone underground like she did when we first met her.
Yeah.
I think the series will focus a lot on Coulson trying to bring her back into the fray.
Kind of converting her back to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, but I think we'll see a lot of her playing this kind of roguish vigilante, like for the, because I guess they showed her like bringing down banks and, doing all this sort of stuff and basically just trying to wreak havoc on, the people that kind of control the world, as it were. The big guy, the one percenters.
She's a hipster now.
She's definitely a hipster vegan.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What do you rate it?
What do I rate it? Look, I am going to give it my first ever 5 out of 5.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know that's way too high. But
that is way too high.
I know it's way too high, but I was really impressed with the finale. Not a lot to fault without nitpicking. I'm already looking forward to next season. And to think that, I basically said, let's dump this show, and we did. Thank fuck, we brought it back.
Yes.
How about you, if you don't want to give it a 5 out of 5?
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Wait, are we talking episode or season? We're talking about episode. Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Actually, episode, and then let's do a quick season.
Season out of 100.
Okay. 4 out of 5 for the episode. What do you give it for the season?
87 out of 100. 85.
85?
85 out of 100.
I'll give it 85. Yeah, that's good. That's a good rating.
I look at it like if I was on IMDb, what would I rate it out of 10? 8.5.
There
quite
you go.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Excellent. That
Cool.
is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We can't wait till you come back next season.
And that's going to bring us to Legends of Tomorrow's finale, Legendary. Rip drops the team back to 2016 against their wishes. Everybody reconvenes for the final, which is kind of confusing. The showdown with Vandal Savage, and we meet a new and very exciting player into the Legends of Tomorrow universe.
Well, the whole DC TV universe,
Well,
potentially.
yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
Look, I thought this was a pretty good way to end the series. A series that has had some brilliant moments, and it's had others that were, pretty shit.
Genuine shit.
Genuinely shit. To be fair. Like over the, what do we have, 16 episodes?
Yeah.
We had 16
Yeah,
episodes.
shortest
We
season.
probably had 6 good quality, even, better quality episodes.
Yep.
And 10 that probably could have been thrown by the wayside.
Yeah.
Look, and I just think, I don't think, well, it kind of took a while to kind of find its feet. it's trying to decide like what kind of show it wants to be, trying to work with like some of the characters that maybe aren't so good for the show.
Yep. It was trying to set its own rules.
Yeah, it was. But I guess the last two episodes especially, the episode 15 was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And episode 16 was pretty good too, and it leaves me with pretty high hopes for season 2. But we'll talk about the episode, shall we?
Yeah.
Team takes on Savage.
That they do.
And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'd have to give it a second watch to fully understand what was happening and how their plan sort of all exactly worked.
Yeah, that was it was confusing.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I fully understand, and purely, I don't really. Yeah, okay. So there's 3 Vandal Savages, three different time points. And they've got 3 different meteorites that he has found.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So he's found all 3 in different places. And so effectively all they have to do is wait for him to put...
a curse onto...
so he puts the blood of the Hawk people onto the meteor. It starts some sort of chain reaction. And at some point he becomes mortal because of this?
Yeah, Well, what it does is the meteor weakens him, I guess, because the meteor gave him his power, and obviously, well, in this logic, it can take it away.
But why is it taking it away? So, like, why is it making him mortal to effectively recreate the Earth and take it back to 1700 BC?
Yeah, I have no idea.
If anybody actually can tell us what the hell was happening, Stephen Hawking, if you're out there and you're listening, please let us know. But... it was still fun.
Yeah, it was good. There's one thing that this show that has been doing well.
Yeah.
Is its action sequences.
Yeah.
And this episode was fantastic for it, in my opinion. You know, we got Savage versus the Nazis, the Legends versus Savage and the Nazis.
Yeah.
But most importantly,
yes.
and it's taken us a fucking long time to get here.
Yes.
Firestorm uses his transmutation powers.
Yes.
Which is oh man.
Was I not excited enough?
No, you weren't.
Yes.
Well, no, it's such a cool power because it means he can change anything into anything. Yeah. Really.
Yep. It is cool as shit. I don't know, how that's going to play out for next season.
Yeah. I'd like to see how the CGI budget does it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's my only fear for season 2. So while we've seen all these really cool things happen, and especially the transmutation, like him finally using that power, turn a meteorite into water.
Yeah.
What did he do to the other one?
He turned a gun into dust or dirt or something.
He did stuff, it was cool. But my fear for season 2 is that they're not going to have anywhere near the money that they did for season 1 because we know they had a very big budget.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that this season, like you said, it did. It had a huge budget and it had a shorter season. So they had a fortune to spend on each episode.
And they had about 17 bottle episodes.
That's right.
Where they were saving all their money to build for these big action scenes.
Yep.
And let me tell you, they have been very, very good when they've done it right.
Yep.
But how does that play out for next season? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it all depends. Do you know how long the season is for next season?
I think it's a full season.
Really?
I'm going to say if it's going to play in the same line as Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and itself, if that makes sense, then I reckon it'll be a 23-episode season.
Wow.
Don't you think? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, but I'll be surprised that they do it. Just because, if you have a think of the members on this team, they've got Adam.
Yeah.
They got Firestorm, which would cost a fucking fortune every time he...
Well, that's why you rarely see him.
Yeah. Who else do they have that has the anti-powers? They got rid of Captain Cold and the Fire guy.
No, he's still there. Mick Rory's still there.
Is he? Oh, no.
Did you even watch the episode?
Yes.
Captain Cold is gone, but not gone completely.
Yeah.
They also have they still have the Wave Rider, which means there can still be a lot of time travel involved if they want to do that. They have, which we will talk about a little bit later, they have gotten rid of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. So, have they balanced the budget? I don't know. We will soon find out. One thing that is very good, thankfully, that they have finally done, nothing against Casper Crump. He's got a fantastic name. But Savage is gone. He's been destroyed and is no longer a threat. I genuinely feel, my friend, that the writers are listening to us.
You reckon?
I do. I do. Did I mention that they have actually retweeted me once?
Yes. You tell me every day.
How many times have I told you? No, but in all seriousness, this is one of the things that we've been calling for. We've been calling for the end of Savage because they need a better villain.
Yeah.
They need someone, that they can, actually have pose a more significant threat.
That's right. And, it's not only that, you just touched on it. There's no more Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and thank fuck for that.
Yes.
Because their dynamic absolutely wrecked the show.
It did.
And I think I heard that there's going to be no more Thanagarian invasion anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to move on with that.
Yeah.
Expect
it's really
Carter and Kendra to rock up at some point.
Yeah.
I think they'll pop in. Maybe they'll do a similar thing like Kendra was initially on The Flash, so maybe they'll be on The Flash. They have crossed over into Arrow before, so maybe they'll do that. They might be another Captain Cold where they pop up here and there over the 4 episodes. But you said it, you nailed it on the head. Thank fuck for that, man, because
that dynamic wrecked the show.
Well, Carter was barely in it.
Yeah,
let's be honest. But Kendra specifically made for some of the more painful moments of this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think them moving forward with that is great. It looks like, since they're not going to play on the Thanagarian invasion, they are going to play on the motherfucking Justice Society of America.
Oh, damn, son.
Damn. This is going to be awesome. I don't know how.
I got so irrationally excited when he said that.
Yeah. I'm from the Justice Society of America. Cade's on the floor. I'm doing some sort of weird dance. But it was very, very exciting. I think it's going to play a major part in the upcoming season of this, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it cross over into the other shows as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Especially with Supergirl coming in.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. And I guess that brings us back to our point with Arrow, how it could potentially be Dr. Fate that helps him in the final episode. It's because they have introduced the Justice Society of America. Dr. Fate is a member of that.
Major player.
Who knows? But it makes me very excited.
Yeah.
And we got to meet one of them, which was cool. This is basically how the episode finished.
Yeah, that's right. We got to meet our man. He's obviously a member of it.
Yep.
And do you know what his powers are?
I do.
But let me explain it for everyone else.
How about you tell the people that might not know our man?
Well, basically, what he does, he takes a pill which gives him superhuman abilities. It can vary.
Yep.
But they will only last for an hour, which is convenient because an episode runs for an hour.
Yes. I don't know how they're going to play it.
Yeah.
Whether they play it with this whole, taking a pill and all that sort of stuff. I did read somewhere that he could, in fact, be a metahuman instead. They might play it that way.
Yep.
And maybe he can just manifest his powers for an hour.
Yeah, like he runs out of energy
or something like that.
Actually, that's a good way of doing
it.
Yeah, because I find the whole taking a pill thing is a bit...
Yeah, it might be a bit weird.
Well, he's a classic age hero from the comics.
Yeah.
Like 1960s, I think.
Yeah. Golden Age?
Golden Age, yeah. Well, that's what the JSA is from as well. It's Golden Age.
Yeah.
So.
I think, I guess one of the biggest things, like with that character in particular, is that he does develop a kind of a reliance on the pills, a bit of an addiction almost.
Yeah.
So, if they do want to keep that, then they could play off that. Who knows? They literally just introduced the character. He literally said, "My name is friggin' Rex Tyler," or whatever it was. Sorry, Rex? It was Rex.
Yeah.
And yeah, so who knows? But it just, for next season, this is big, big news.
I was, when he first rocked up,
I
thought it might have been a Legion member.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. But
yeah.
Justice Society is pretty sweet.
I will definitely take that.
Definitely. So where do we go next season?
Well, except for well, expect the introduction of a few more characters.
Yep.
Unfortunately, with the introduction of the JSA, I don't think we'll really be getting Constantine unless he becomes Dr. Fate.
Yep. Which they won't do.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But, we might get a few more characters from the JSA.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of minor characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we saw way back when Smallville did the JSA.
Yeah, but better.
Except they did do Hawkman.
Yeah. Look, I would expect it to play out a lot better than that in the sense of, I don't know who we'll see. I can't give you guys any indication as to who they might be.
Yeah.
Understand that, I guess, Jay Garrick.
Yeah.
If we're looking at this big four, this 4-story crossover, and we're looking at the fact that all these shows now are 100% definitely in the same universe, and all the characters are free to go wherever they want, where there's a very, very high likelihood that Earth 2 is going to collapse into Earth 1, and all the people will become, the same.
Yeah.
Will Jay Garrick then join the JSA? Because that is the Flash in the JSA.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he will.
So we could see that. I think, I don't know, man. There's so much you could really play off with this. Supergirl. How are they going to bring Supergirl into this world?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I don't know. Will it be Power Girl? Will they just do her as Power Girl, who has also been a member of the JSA?
No, they won't do Power Girl because the show has been confirmed to be called Supergirl.
Yeah,
so
I know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
But imagine the possibilities, man.
Oh, man, it's going to be huge. I think, Legends of Tomorrow is probably going to be my favorite show for next season.
Yeah, it's going to take off for sure. If you want to keep talking about members of the JSA that could possibly turn up, you've got, what's her name?
Jesse Quick.
Jessie Quick.
Yeah.
Jessie Quick. That's an alias for Jesse Chambers, who was also a member of the JSA. There you go.
Yeah, and she had a relationship with Rex Terry.
Rex Terry,
sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Rex Tyler. You guys know what we mean. We've been at this for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're fully delusional by now.
We haven't had any energy drinks today. That's the problem.
But look, anyway, basically anything is possible. Either way, expect Rip and the team to be in pretty good story territory for next season. I think it's going to be great.
Now, what do you rate it?
Hang
on.
Hang on.
Before we get into this, I'd like to say that one thing I did not like from this episode and from the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that they almost had the same ending.
Well, yeah, actually, that's a very good point. And we didn't really, I guess we got kind of too excited in talking about Hawkman and Hawkgirl not being in the show to really touch on how the actual episode formed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're exactly right. It's kind of like Rip sacrifices himself to fly into the sun to effectively stop a weapon of some description from blowing up and destroying the world.
And it was quite funny. My partner, she was like, I've seen this before.
It's like, no, you saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, very good point. But as we know, Rip didn't actually end up sacrificing himself. He had some super awesome loophole, and he made it back.
It was
a loophole I don't understand either.
No, what it was is the ship's charged by solar radiation.
Yeah.
And when you're that close to the bloody sun, his energy reserves...
had enough. Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
his energy reserves were like
12,000 or something. Yeah. So he had enough power to make a jump back to where he needed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's convenient, isn't it?
It is. That's that
I'm going to
TV
fly
magic.
to the sun, but I forgot that my Wave Rider is actually powered on solar energy. It's very Earth conscious, though, so that's great.
Yeah.
Are you finished?
I am. I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was way too much of a coincidence to not talk about.
That's fair. Rating for the show?
4.5.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because of that JSA at the end.
Yep.
Made me cream my pants.
Yeah, great cliffhanger. Look, still had its shaky moments, didn't it? But I think that's because, it's really the ones that revolve around Vandal Savage and...
the Hawk Twins.
Yeah. Kendra and Carter. But, like we said, we won't see much of them next season anyway.
No.
Season rating?
Season rating? I'm going to give it 80%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 75.
I was thinking 75.
Yeah,
but
and you know, I think I'll give next season higher.
Yep.
But there was just too much bullshit in between the good.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to join you on the 75. You nailed it, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I try my hardest. And that's it.
Yeah, that will be back next season, and we are all looking forward to it.
Aren't we?
And that means it's time for our final segment, Get to Know Your Favorite Hero. Brought to you, as always, by Kasplat Comics and Collectibles.
Indeed.
Immerse yourself in other worlds at kasplat.com.au or visit their Facebook page, Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. Check them out. We'll leave a link in the show notes.
Yep. Kasplatcomics.com.au.
Didn't I say that?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mel.
You had one job, mate.
One job.
One job and you fucked it. So anyway, with the major and fantastic announcement that DC Chief Creative Officer Geoff Johns will now be Chief Decision Maker as far as the upcoming DC movies go, we've decided to bring you 3 of his best story arcs. Some of them have a little bit of a throwback to some of our favorite TV shows we may have already discussed, to help give you an introduction to the man who's now in charge of the DC movie universe. Kicking off with...
Number 3.
Number 3 is The Flash, number 197 to 200, Blitz. This comic run, I guess, marks the introduction of Zoom, aka Hunter Zolomon, who believes that current Flash, Wally West, needs a far more painful, tortured existence to become the hero he needs to be. Zoom wreaks havoc on Wally's life, threatening both his wife and his unborn children, forcing the Flash to do battle with a man faster than time itself. Blitz marks some of John's finest work with his run on The Flash and serves as inspiration for Season 2 of the CW series, starring Grant Gustin as The Flash, Barry Allen, not Wally West.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Flash, number 182, Absolute Zero. This single edition, found within the greater Flash story arc Rogues, is one of the more highly regarded single issues within the modern DC landscape, with an amazing story by Johns. Primarily focusing on Captain Cold, currently played with gusto by Wentworth Miller over multiple DC shows now, Absolute Zero plays as somewhat of a tragic origin story for everyone's favourite anti-hero Leonard Snart as he goes on a mission to find the man who killed his sister, Chilblain.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Green Lantern Rebirth, and while there are no TV comparisons within Rebirth, it arguably ranks as some of Geoff Johns' best work to date. Run as a 6-issue limited series, Rebirth reintroduces, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps back into the DC universe after 10 years, as Hal finally rids himself of the parasite Parallax and becomes the Green Lantern of Earth once more. Not only was the series highly regarded, it ushered in a new and improved run for Hal Jordan within DC and could likely serve as some of the inspiration for the upcoming Green Lantern Corps movie.
We can only hope so.
We can only hope, but we won't know until 2020-odd.
Oh my God.
Which is still quite some time away.
That's so far away.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to bring us to the end of another episode.
It will.
Stay tuned next week where we will talk the finales of The Flash, Gotham, and Arrow.
And what to look forward to next season, I guess.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a big episode.
It is going to be massive, and we also need to start looking at some other shows that we can possibly talk about.
We could start reviewing some older movies, I reckon.
Yeah, look, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We're complete professionals. We obviously already have this in place.
Yes.
We know exactly what we're doing. Right? Right, you guys?
Well, actually, no, we got Preacher next week.
Yeah, we do. We've got Preacher and Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And the rest of the shows. We're set.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Look, thanks once again to everyone who listens, subscribes, reviews, etc. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod, and the website comicconpod.com.
And don't forget, you can also help support the show by contributing to our Patreon account.
Become a patron at Patreon, which I don't actually understand how that works.
Yeah, either do I. But if you do, we've got a couple of different levels and we can give you some really cool shit.
We have some really cool shit.
Yeah, we've got hats, shirts, stickers, postcards. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff.
High fives.
So many high fives in stock, guys. Get them now.
Before they run out.
Yeah.
Free hugs. That's not on there.
But we'll throw it in.
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. Anyway, thanks once again for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
And I'm Kade.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
Damn, Dennis.